Okay, so this is our second devlog, I believe. So basically, we're just gonna have a talk around everyone, see what we're all getting up to, see any issues that we encountered, and how we solved them. All right. So do you want to go first, Brandon?
Okay. So last week we started implementing player movement. We had the menus, obviously. If you follow us on Instagram,
follow it.
Yes, Outfall shoes on Instagram. The plug. There it is. The plug. Started doing the menus, and then we also started a bit of small features like having the play speed move when overlapped on a trigger. This week then, or in the past week, sorry, the settings menu is now done. There's a bit more tweaking that can be made there, but for now it's at a stage where it's fine. The chapters menu, I know I need to set the image on it depending on what level you hover over, but that's pretty much working now. The menus are pretty much there, just need a little bit more refinement, but that can come at the end. And then back to features wise, I know you implemented it, but there is now obviously the cell shading, the post-processing's in there now. It's got that cartoony feel to it.
Looks nice.
It does look nice, there's a lot more to choose from, so we've got a lot of options there to decide. In terms of the programming, then there is now, so the first scripted event you were on about, the head through the window, it's been fun to say the least.
Did you get it working in the end?
Well, so we started with trying to send it through force, which did work. It had a bit of a mixed result, because sometimes it would go naturally through the window and then just stay in the actual room, and then sometimes it would just go just fly completely throughout. So then I tried it following a spline path, which looks equally as fine. It matches the same, it goes the same way, and it lands in the same place, so that's fine. It looks quite natural, to be fair. And then also we've got, so TV is now working. I know I asked you to change the material on it, because, but I have sorted it just by increasing the brightness through its material.
Heyo.
So now there's a piece of media playing on a plane, and that's basically pushed into the TV just enough so it appears on the actual screen.
What media are you going to put on there?
So currently there's just a bit of a fuzzy screen on it right now, but I imagine later down the line we can just put a mashup of clips together. Something like what they do in Dawn of the Dead, when they played it at the start, like media reporting, the zombie apocalypse is here. Something like that. But the issue I am having, and I'm going to throw this out there too, if anyone does watch this and does actually know what the issue is, it works on event begin play, but the issue I'm having is I can't get it to work on a trigger overlap, which the TV doesn't matter as much, because you can just put a distortional sound on it. The issue with the head one is, as soon as the game starts, you'll hear it.
You hear it
smash through the window.
Rather than have it like a trigger box.
Yeah.
That might actually be interesting to see though, because if you can get the glass shattering, you can walk down and you can actually see what's happened.
Yeah. So what I've done is using that Apex Destruction plugin. Rather than just, because I know you can just randomly buy glass packs. I've just essentially got an advanced glass materials and texture pack from Unreal Marketplace, added the destruction plugin into it, and when you go through it, you'll see the shatters, the pieces fall onto the floor. It does look quite good, because some of the materials that come with it, you can apply like a rain filter to it. There's like ones with blood on it, like handprints.
Ooh,
So
that might be cool for the ones for the shattered bits.
Yeah, for ones like downstairs. But when you actually go through it, you'll see like there's actual big pieces of glass and then some smaller pieces.
We'll have a look at that.
So the only problem with it being like an event thing when you start playing is then you wouldn't see it actually smash through.
Yeah, that's
that's
the issue.
So if you can't get it to work, then you might as well just have the head static on the floor and have it smashed, rather than have it be like an event that might use memory and stuff.
What I wanted it to be was, so when the player overlaps that trigger box, there'll be an already camera faced on the window or something, and then you'll just see it smash through, and then it goes back to the player.
That'd be quite cool.
So that's something that at some point it will work. I don't know how much longer, because it's such a surprise.
Again, if it takes too long, work on something else. Come back to it.
Yeah. So that was quite annoying to do. And then in the past few days, I've been starting to try and get the inspect system working. So when you go to a certain object, you can inspect it, like with the head. That's what I wanted to do. But that's not working. But there's another tutorial I can follow on that and try and get that working. So really for, I guess, next week's development log, there should be a bit more of a result from that head event. There should be some sort of inspection, and then maybe the objective system will start, and then at some point in the next 2 weeks, because of the length it will take, either the zombie AI will have to start or the weapon system will have to start. But
That's cool.
I'd like to think in the next 2 weeks there will be, if not next week, there will be at least we can go through that first level and we can actually get a basic understanding of what we can expect.
And you can see like the gameplay and things.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well done. You're actually doing really well.
At the moment.
I was doing bits.
Jim jam.
Bare things, isn't it?
I'm very happy with like where you're getting to as well. So there's no issues either.
Yeah. So enthusiasm. James, what are you
Bit of mix of everything. It was, started off with a gas mask.
Oh, looks nice. Again, Instagram, you'll see it.
Yeah, Instagram.
Water pistol and Uzi that I'm still working
Ooh,
on.
an Uzi.
Gas mask was a bit iffy to do.
It was
It
mad.
looks
It looked
incredible.
mad.
Yeah.
It looked mad.
I got shown it. It looks really, really good.
Are you going to add that torch thing, or do you want me to add it as like a chest mounted thing?
I say chesting.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine. That won't be too hard.
Just need you to get like the shape that you want for like the hair and that.
Yeah. I'll do that based on the mask.
Yeah, at least then you can do it. Yeah, water pistol, textured it and everything.
Looks nice.
You
Clear
got it.
plastic.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and with the shader as well, it looks really, really good.
Yeah.
Does it have it in the shader yet?
I mean, we'll show you in a bit.
But I like that idea that you gave last week.
Well, with all the like the make it all broken stuff.
post-apocalyptic, Yeah.
They
So I,
look
started, so I
really
started modelling the Uzi, just like the base like design of it,
good.
and I started tweaking a couple of things on it after. I did a couple of bands on it and everything there, so it actually looks quite nice. I think because of the post-apocalyptic thing, I think about putting it in ZBrush just to beat it up a bit.
That'd be
That
good.
would look
That would be
incredible,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would look really nice. But yeah, I love the idea of having like bands around bits that that break a lot on guns. How many? You know, if someone knows about a gun, you go, oh, that bit comes off. Oh, there's a thing on it. That would look quite cool.
Yeah.
You can look at games like how Dying Light make their weapons. You know, the most recent one where it's a lot makeshift and things.
How was that?
Yeah. So you can look at that and kind of take inspiration from that as well.
That'd be so good.
I saw one where for the back of the gun they used crutches for like the.
Oh yeah, that was
shoulder.
cool.
Yeah,
It's the original one snapped off. You
and
put a
then,
crutch on
like,
it.
strap
That would look
banded
really
round
good,
and
I think.
It looked really good. Yeah.
everything. I don't think what else.
Like the more you make them like makeshift, I think the better it'll be.
Yeah.
Because then you can like scan around the map, make sure it
Yeah.
looks like people have been there and stuff.
Yeah,
Cool.
start texturing some of the character figures in the game, so some of the small props and that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
What I will-
needed them.
What I will say is, does anybody know weapon animations? Because if it is possible,
It's keyframes, so it'd be fine.
I'm just saying, if it is possible, it's a little thing we could try and implement. If you know, if not,
Do you know a bit of?
does anybody know?
I've seen it happen. I've seen it work.
Yeah,
It's really simple because it's not like animating a character.
it's
you're literally
recording-
just
it's
telling,
literally
like,
just
a
recording
square
you
what
just
to move.
like, moving a pivot.
Yeah.
That's
what
literally
it
what it
is.
is.
That's quite good. That'll
There you go, James.
Gonna lose fast enough.
No, but
What's
this
the
week,
development next week?
this week I'm probably gonna try and finish off the Uzi
That'd be nice.
because it'd be good for you. It would.
Because then you
It's,
can,
it's a starting weapon.
Yeah.
I would say at some point, obviously not right now, because obviously the weapon system won't come straight away. But if we can at least have some sort of rifle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna think about doing a sniper rifle this week.
I'd say
Like
more.
a
I'd say
I'd say more
What
of
do
an
you want-
assault rifle.
Yeah,
like.
assault rifle.
Yeah, that's
Kids is easier to better,
Some-
better basic.
some-
Or can you do like a bolt action first, so you can get like the single shot program first, and then you can do it. So then it's like
Yeah.
automatic.
I'm just
rifle.
going on the tutorial, and it starts with a.
With an
Oh, okay.
It starts with
I
a.
didn't-
with a
I-
brat.
Yeah, I didn't add the back bit of the Uzi just in case it clipped in the character.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally just the hand and the main body of
That's
it.
fine.
So
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, I'll have to adjust the hands and stuff to try and fit it because the hands are a bit finicky with that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
he can work on it.
But yeah, so blocking out the man then, the main character. I'm planning on doing 3 blockouts and using them for everything. So I block out like a thin guy, fat guy, then a female. So it makes it a bit different. So it's not just all blokes you shoot in.
Yeah.
You know. you know, you can't just shoot. You
Inclusive.
can't just shoot guys. Yeah, you've got to be inclusive. And then so it's just gonna be the body, include the neck, then just different heads. Then for the zombie guys, obviously I'll make different clothes and stuff. But I'm probably gonna make them all like spore-like so we'll probably have like different like stuff on their head, which might look quite cool.
You know, you might, because you know I bought those art books for The Last of Us. It has breakdowns of how they make their characters, and they're like all spore kind of like. So
That'd
what
be
I can do is I bring them in. You can have a look at them and then kind of.
That'd be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm currently blocking out the main guy, which is the main focus right now. Yeah, that's what's been done. You know how we might do a gib system, might if it's possible. So when you shoot, the arm comes off. Is that a possible thing? No.
Oh, the arm.
So stuff comes off when you shoot it. Because that means I need to cut his arms off and stuff. I saw a few videos of how people did it, and there was one where they added like physics to when it hits something.
You can
which
always
looked
try.
really
You can always try and just, at the very minimum, just say if body part loses health, just delete it and just play it. Or so I don't know something. You can give it a try. It's one of those things you can just always implement.
Yeah.
Later.
Also, a thing that I saw was how you gonna like spawn the enemies. How you gonna spawn them? Just spawn them instantly on a thing.
On the tutorial, it does go into different spawn points. It'll set how many zombies spawn per round. It will spawn her zombies' health, so it increases per round. So it should be something there. So
I was just saying because I saw a thing which I thought would be quite clever to do, which was when you spawn stuff that you might be quite a lot of them, it like lags quite a lot.
Yeah.
What I saw some people do is I think a lot of games do this, where have a box down in like the bottom of the map, have all the things that are spawned already spawned, so you can just teleport them up rather than spawn them in, which might be probably easier on the game. So then when you transfer from like a different house or something, you could spawn all the set in that room, then just teleport it wherever you want, which might be useful.
Yeah.
It means you don't have like all the lag of spawning stuff right in front of you.
Yeah.
Which might be quite nice.
We'll see. It probably won't start off with a lot of zombies.
Oh yeah,
rounds, but
yeah. Just in case we want to have a big pile of them.
Yeah.
Just have a room full of them. Just teleport them.
But then again, how small that actually main level is, to be fair.
Oh, the house one is only going to have one.
Not the tutorial one. The actual main one.
The zombies are going to be hard to kill anyway, so there won't be a lot of them. It'll just be really hard to kill them. It'll be like Resident Evil kind of.
You could always get more when they get the gun because it'll be more sound, wouldn't it? So you could probably
you'd probably get more, but it still wouldn't be like chaotic because they're really hard to kill. Like what I'm presuming is that you'd have to take a few of their body parts off, like their arm or their leg or something, before you can actually kill them as well.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like a lot of health.
A bit like Dead Space, where you had to like dismember the limbs in order to actually.
Yeah, something like that.
You'd make them seem less like bullet spongy as well.
Yeah.
Instead of the whole body being tacked like for a couple of minutes to shoot.
That'd be quite good.
It would be interesting because like other than just shoot them in the head and they just instantly die, you would actually.
You have to aim for stuff. Like if you aim for their arms, they can't attack you then.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
But making it so it's not like it's a bullet sponge, making it so it's satisfying to actually.
Yeah. Maybe each like chunk of health it gets rid of, it loses something, so it's a bit more satisfying to watch. Cool.
Hi there. So the voice you're hearing at the moment is Logan. I'm the lead level designer and basically world builder, basically Deadmare. What I wanted to do is basically just go over a few things about the first level, talk you through the actual level design, the choices, why we made certain things, and we'll just have a walkthrough. If you don't want any spoilers, then I suggest that you skip this part of the video. But basically, let's crack on with it. So let's play the video. So the first thing that's going to happen is, as you can tell, the walk speed is very slow. Now this is a design intention. So the idea is that you wake up from the bed, you see that the TV is off, and then you just go, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom or something like that, along the lines of that. Anyway, you walk up to this mirror. This gives you a chance to basically look at yourself. So this is just like a little, a design aspect where we just like, okay, this gives the player a chance to actually view the model, see what they look like pretty much, and it's just a nice little touch. I think I always like it when games do that. Ignore Bob here. Bob's basically here to help with scale, so this won't be in the final game, but you'll see a lot of Bob around the map just because we need it to actually get everything right pretty much. So then once you've gone from the actual bathroom. You're going to walk in back into the bedroom, and here we're basically going to give the player the choice to have a walk around. Now, don't worry about these assets here. These are purely block out, just so we can get the sense of what everything's going to look like, and basically try and fill the space a bit better. I do feel like the bedroom could do with being a little bit smaller, but as we get final assets in and all that kind of stuff, that will change. So yeah, we're going to walk from the room. Once you've explored it, you may be able to pick things up, who knows. We're basically, this is still up in the air. As you walk through here, you're going to suddenly, now this is a big spoiler warning, you're going to have a jump scare. Now you see that glass on the left hand side, her head's going to be thrown through that. Now this allows the player to see one of our main mechanics as well, the inspect feature. So you'll be able to view that head, and it's kind of like a bit of a jump scary kind of like useful thing as well, I feel like, and this will be repeated in the actual game, where you'll be able to view either goals or things that the player needs, pretty much. So as we walk on through, this is going to be basically a door which is blocked off. You're not going to be able to walk down there. So what we're going to have to do is walk all the way through here. And then again, there's all placeholder assets. These are subject to change as well. Here's Bob again. Hello, Bob. And then here's one of the things I could do with feedback on, actually, from a player's perspective. Now, personally, as a design choice, I like the spiral stairs. I feel like they're very like artsy, kind of like, they look really nice. But the thing is, this is supposed to be a terraced house, so they're all stacked up together, all like kind of in lines. Now, this wouldn't really fit, I don't think, but I think it looks nice. So if I can get a bit of feedback and be like, yeah, Logan, you're correct, like you need to get rid of it, add a straight staircase, or you know, you may like it, who knows. That'll be a great help, and that basically allows you lot to get an input on the game as well, which is what we want to happen. Like, we want all of you to have a say in what happens in the game. So this area here is more like a free roam area, so there's not really much going on here. There's still windows, there's doors blocked, and as you can see, it's still very blocky. Nothing's really set up properly just yet. But yeah, once you're around here, there's nothing really happening, and then you have a jump scare from Bob. No, that's not part of the game. But yeah, Bob's there again. All you're going to do is walk down. Now this TV will actually turn on. Now it'll have a broadcast of what's happening at the moment and that people need to survive. So ask yourself, in a zombie apocalypse, what is the first thing you go for if you need to survive against a zombie? Would you go for kitchen knives? Guns in the house? No. You go for a water pistol. So you get the water pistol right here. You pick it up, and then as soon as you pick that up, there will be something like a trigger, something along that, where a zombie will spawn. Now, again, player input is key. So what you need to do, what we ask from you is, what would you rather have? So personally, I'd like the zombie to burst through the door as a bit of a kind of like scary moment again, and then you have to deal with it, or have the zombie walk from the stairs and make their way down. Now, again, put in the comments which you'd prefer. And what we can do is, when we get round to that phase of the game, we can do 2 separate videos. Then, like, you all can basically view it, see which one you like better, and then yeah, we'll go with that one. But that's pretty much this level. So once you see the zombie, you have to take care of it and get the hell out of there. And then that will lead onto the second level, which at the moment we are, but basically it's 50% done, but we're not really ready to show anyone that just yet, because a lot of things still need to change, and it's all very like messy at the moment. But as for this one, this is a short little intro to the first level. A lot of things will change, a lot of things will be different from the next video probably, but I'm striving to at least do this like once a week, where I sit down with everyone, and I show them the level design, and then we talk through it, and then everyone who's watching on YouTube can view it and have their input as well, which is something that I find is key when making a game, especially for the community. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Any feedback, please leave in the description, in the comments. Sorry, and yeah, I'm looking forward to everyone playing Deadmare.
So, it's quite a bit for me. Most of it is what I'm going to do next week, but I'll talk about that in a bit. So, as Logan said, as he patched up the house, I went back in and I basically made very basic walls to kind of get like the shape of like certain size walls, like corners, etc. And just making sure that they fit up. Basically, before it happened, before like he patched up the house, the grid wasn't aligned.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to go off my own initiative and kind of just make on my own wall really small corners and such. But I scrapped all that because he patched it back in. And so now what I'm doing now is following the grid as he set out exactly 1:1 scale. But now I'm adding like even more details into the walls that I'm making. One thing I'm a little bit worried about, and it's something I was going to talk to you guys about as well, is the cell shading. Because like on the corners of like the wall, so you see how like you got like a skateboard. I'm worried about how this cell shading might like affect that, making it too dark or something.
It won't. So basically, the way it works, things snap together.
Yeah.
So, hang on, you don't need to snap things together. So, if you've got a wall and like a cabinet or something,
Yeah.
it will outline like the outline of that, so it won't even show like the back of the cabinet. It's weird to explain, but if everything snaps together,
Yeah.
it won't show like black lines on it.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll-
Because
that's
the
fine.
lines
exactly
linked
Yeah,
together.
Yeah.
it's similar to like Unreal when you click on something, you got that orange outline, but it's not the entire model. It's just like the basic.
Yeah, it's because of the basic stuff.
Yeah.
So like, the walls that I've created were the walls that you set out in Unreal. They're just like
Mhm.
the basic like shaped ones,
Mhm.
and they got like the skirting boards, and they got like the wooden like panels on the front and such. And such. And
We wasn't gonna point it out, but yeah.
but yeah, and to making that a little bit more detailed. I'll talk about a little bit more about what I'm going to do next week. But other than that,
Are we-
that's
Do you know on the wooden pieces are going to have some like ornate details on there?
oh yeah, that's something that I was going to talk about in the future.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I have some alphas you can use.
Ooh.
Not betas, alphas.
Okay, so I made that bed, didn't I?
It looks really good.
Thank you.
It was really good.
When I remember from when you imported it into Unreal, so that there's an issue with like some of the polys I think were.
Some were just gone, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a bit
Yeah.
weird because in 3ds Max it
Looks
didn't
fine.
appear like that. It looked fine, yeah. So you said something about using was it an X-form modifier?
Yeah, you need to flip your X normals.
Yeah, so
Not me.
after
That was me. Oh,
You love your X form
Yeah.
modifiers.
My X forms are.
Anytime there's an issue, flip your X forms.
Yeah.
so I'll have to do that. But I'd like to add more like creases and stuff to the blanket and just add a bit more to that, and then get that texture, get that done, and then move on to the rest of the assets for the getting the bedroom done ASAP. At least the base model's done, so then you can put them in into the engine, and then if it all is all good with that, then I can just go straight to texturing with them instead of going like back and forth trying to figure out like one by one, and then move on to the other rooms after that.
Okay.
So,
Are you going to make a level where we're in another house? You know, in the neighbourhood section.
So in the neighbourhood section, the way it's going to be is that you leave your house and you can go into the other houses.
Okay. So you would need another bedroom and stuff like that.
Yeah, but our assets can be reused.
Yeah, I was going to say, could you make one without a blanket, or have the blanket more like mugged
what
up?
about that thing that Liam
That's what I'm saying.
was with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chain? That would be perfect.
What?
Yeah. So
when you
change
move the position of an asset, then it changes.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
10 by 10 like
Yeah, yeah.
pixel thing, and then it just changes the colour. Yeah.
Then
That
it-
would be really good.
It'd also may be useful just to have one without a blanket or with a blanket, like
Oh yeah,
more
yeah,
like
I could
very
do that,
out. Yeah, that'd be quite good.
Audience, you don't know about that.
You don't know who Liam is.
Top
Mystery
secret,
person.
top
Mystery
secret
person.
stuff.
Mystery man.
But yeah,
He's
if
the
you
little
know-
pixie that teaches us.
Yeah.
Find them on the
But So what are you going to do this week?
Yeah, like that's my main focus.
Okay.
What do the beds? Do the bed bits in the texture room?
Just the
Yeah.
bed.
That'd be nice.
I'd say
Okay.
when you do texturing, I think you already said about this, the cell shading, like
Be careful with your roughnesses and
yeah,
stuff.
don't go too like ham on it.
It will automatically. I think it automatically makes your roughness ridiculously like.
What we'll say from now, any of your models, model them clean, right? What we're going to do is we're going to make basically a load of trim sheets for decals. And then what we're going to use all them decals to basically add to the model.
That dirt and
So,
stuff.
yeah, so we can make
That'd be
things
good.
dirty.
You know how it exaggerates the roughness. Did you try getting like a roughness map and then just like decreasing the contrast?
It doesn't work like that. It's literally just like it's either 0 or 1. Like it's not like there's not a blend.
There's not a min. Yeah.
If you want to work with roughness, work like having the opacity like on like around 30 to 50.
But the opacity
Yeah,
doesn't make a difference
Yeah.
at all. It's
Oh,
literally either 0 or 1.
Strictly.
Isn't there a way to like change the way it exaggerates the roughness?
No. Like I say, it's literally like
That's
0
the
or
thing,
1.
the cell shading literally drags it out.
Mhm.
It emphasises all the the black details of it. So if there's any like speck of like darkness in it, it will just.
No, it's like
Yeah,
with
yeah.
your with that handprint on your
Mhm.
Yeah,
gumball model. Like it's,
Some of the glass, it just made it all
Yeah.
look like crystal. It's mad.
So
Yeah.
that's why we're going to make the trim sheets
Clean.
and basically make a load of decals.
That'd be good. That'll look good as well. It might take a bit longer, but
Yeah.
you could always do that thing where like whenever you move it, it changes the stuff. That'd be quite good for it.
Well, that's what we can do. We can do like, actually, do you know what the trim sheets? We could do is then all the models are like a blueprint, and then as you move it throughout the level, it changes like the position of the
The amount of
decals.
dirt and stuff. That'd be good.
So like yeah, as you move it, like the decal will move around the model.
Wouldn't you then have to, when you texture it, make the part where you want to be dirty and like unwrap it separately?
Well, you just do a strip. You need to make sure the strips equal. It's all equally like divided, and then when you unwrap it, it'll just move the UV scale of like whatever that decal dirt is.
I mean, there's no reason why I wouldn't. I mean, it's just coordinate based.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like one thing I'm worried about is if it's in like a certain corner of the world, that texture, that grime is going to be there 100%. So if you copy the wall and you invert it, there'll be a seam of where it just abruptly ends onto the next model. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can have a look at it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be hard to implement, but we could always just.
I think
mess around
like
with it. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
on objects, yeah, 100%. Unlike wall that says no walls and
Oh yeah, it'd be like probably small assets.
oh
anyway,
yeah, that'd be fine then. I don't think there's going to be any
But
issue.
then if it doesn't work well, you can just use a normal decal and just slap dirt on stuff
Yeah,
rather than make a trim
yeah.
sheet for it, which will
That
work
can't
completely
be an
fine.
issue. Yeah.
Cool beans?
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything?
I think so.
Any more?
yeah.
Anything?
Right, good work. Thank you very much.
Thanks
Thank
for-
you very much for watching as well. Remember to follow the Instagram.
Yes, follow
Link
the
in
Instagram.
description.